All right, we're going to round to the nearest thousands. This is how it works. It works like rounding to the nearest tens or hundreds. You look at the place you're going to round to. Let's say with this number, 2,345. We're trying to round to the nearest thousands, so this is the place value. This is the number, and then we look to the one before it, to the hundreds place. And we say, okay, well, is this greater than 5? Is this 5 or greater, or is this under 5? Because that will tell us which one it's closest to. Is it closest to 2,000 or is it closest to 3,000? Well, it's 3, and 3 in this case is only around 300 away from 2,000 and 700 away from 3,000. So we round down to 2,000. Okay. In this example, if I would ask you to round this to the nearest thousands, you look at the thousands place, then you look at the place value before it, the hundreds place, and you would ask, well, is it 5 or higher? If it's 5 or higher, then we round up to 5,000. If it's 4 or lower, then we round down to 4,000. Okay, and that's how you do it. Now here's another example. If I were to ask you, what round 56,329 to the nearest 29 to the nearest thousands. How would you do that? Well, you would look at the place value we're trying to round to, this one, the thousands place value, and then you look at the one before it, the hundreds place value, this one, you would say, well, is this one 5 or higher, or is it 4 or lower? For example, or you could say, is it closer to 56,000? Or is it closer to 57,000? Is it 5 or higher, or is it 4 or lower? Well, it's 3. That's lower than 4. So we round down to 56,000 because that's only 300 away from 56,000. Okay, what about if I give you 12,709? What is this rounded to the nearest thousand? Well, let's look at the place value, thousands place value. Then let's look at the one before it, the hundreds place value, and we say, well, is that one 5 or higher, or is it 4 or lower? Or in other words, is it closer to 12,000, or is it closer to, okay, I have a lot of space, 13,000. If it's 5 or higher, or if it's, then we round up. In this case, it's 5 or higher, so it's 13,000. It's closer to 13,000 than it is to 12,000. One more example. Let's say we have 103,290. What is this rounded to the nearest thousands? Well, let's look at the place, the thousands place, this one. Let's look at the one before the thousands place, the hundreds place, this one. And let's say, well, is it 5 or higher, or is it 4 and lower? Or in other words, is it closer to 103,000? Or is it closer to 104,000? Well, it's 2, which means it's only 2 away from 103,000, but 8 away from 104,000. So it's closer to this one, and it's 4 or lower. 2 is less than 4, so we round to 103,000. That's how you round to the nearest thousands. Try it at home. Say it's cool.